As a result of that blast, 3 people lost their lives. That is Julius Kepchumba, Geoffrey Onyango, and Geoffrey Rotich. 6 people were also seriously injured as a result of that blast. The issue of the blast was reported to the authorities, and we understand that thorough investigations were conducted by the CID, and they identified several suspects whom they were presented in court on the 7th of February 2023. And the DCI requested that those suspects be detained for a number of days so that they could conclude investigations. Today, the court has delivered a ruling releasing those suspects, and it is obvious to us that this case, there is a subversion of justice. We are here on behalf of the victims. We are here on behalf of the community. We are here for those people whose lives were lost in this unfortunate incident and whose blood is calling for justice. We are here on behalf of the family that are asking whether the laws of this country apply equally to all. Because it's been a period of about 3 months. There's been no accountability. There is no explanation as to why those who were involved in this heinous crime have not been arraigned before the courts of law. And so we are here as a law society to assure the community that we will work together to ensure that those that died in this unfortunate criminal activity are brought to book. That the laws of this country would be brought to apply to those who committed these crimes. And in the event that the Director of Public Prosecutions does not give appropriate directions in terms of the investigations which have been conducted by the DCI, that we will now consider filing and mounting private prosecutions against those people so that the victims and the families can have justice. It is a sad day in this country that we are witnessing this kind of machinations, that we are witnessing the dereliction of duty, because the DPP acts in public interest. He is the custodian of public interest. He is supposed to ensure that those who commit offenses in this country do not get away scot-free. It is really sad that 3 months down the line, there's been no accountability for those people who lost their lives. There has been no accountability for the loss of life and for the loss of property. And so therefore we want to call on the Director of Public Prosecutions to ensure that the suspects are brought to book and made to account for their heinous activities within the shortest time possible. If within the next 7 days, prosecutions over those that are culpable or over those that the police have identified as being the prime suspects in this matter and are undertaken, and we will, as a law society, together with the family of the victims, then consider filing and mounting private prosecutions for those, because the suspects live within the community, they are known, and the evidence against them is overwhelming, and so we are at loss as to why the DPP is dragging his feet in this matter. We see this as not serving the public interest. We are convinced that they are dragging their feet because of other interests other than seeing that justice is served on those that lost their loved ones as a result of this blast. So we actually implore on the Director of Public Prosecutions to do the right thing to ensure that justice is delivered for the victims and those who suffered death as a result of the blast at the mines.
In our last in court on 17th of March, we urged the court that a decision has to be made by the DPP in terms of a written decision on whether or not to close this file. We wanted a decision that we could challenge in the High Court via the Fair Administration Act, either by a constitutional petition or judicial review application. The court in its ruling today has found that it has no powers to exercise constitutional oversight over constitutional violations. What has happened today is not exercise of powers by the DPP as envisaged under Article 157. And what we want to tell the office today of the DPP is that they cannot run amok or exercise carte blanche powers in terms of their powers under Article 157. We know that Section 4 of the DPP Acts informs that the DPP should act in a manner that promotes public confidence. If you look at me behind today, no public confidence has been inspired from the office. 3 months down the line, since they've been handed over the file, they have failed to prefer charges against the suspects. And as much as we know that there are some political forces behind it, we want to assure them that we shall not rest. And we want to thank the Law Society of Kenya for coming in today just to show the gravity of this matter. We shall not lay low in silence. We shall exercise appellate jurisdiction. We shall invoke the constitutional powers of the High Court under Article 165 so that the High Court can tell us whether these victims' rights are protected under this constitution that we so cherish. We would also like to thank the Human Rights Commission who have been with us. We are also aware that this matter has gotten to the attention of Amnesty International. So the stakeholders are coming in, and we want to tell them that injustice will not happen under our watch. We shall fight, we shall be relentless, and justice of these victims must be done, must not seem to be done, but has to be done.
Kwa hii maneno, ingawa leo imefika kikomo, lakini sijui. Mimi nimeambia wazazi wangu na madada zangu tuvumilie. Kweli imefanyika. Kile kitu wameamua leo, ilikuwa on 17 kwanza, ilikuwa hiyo gesi itupwe. Lakini nashukuru lawyers walijaribu mpaka leo wakatuambia tukuje leo. But kila kitu imefanyika. Sina nguvu yoyote ya kuongea. Ndugu yetu wako chini. Tunaambia tu ndugu yetu fanya shughuli. Angalia hawa jamaa hata kama wameangusha hii kesi. Maneno ya koti iliisha, lakini maneno ya Mungu, pia Mungu naye ni wakili mkubwa. Angalie pambana na hawa jamaa. Hapa tunajua moja kwa moja wenye walifanya hiyo kitendo tulikuwa nao hapa ndani. Na baada ya hiyo kesi kukatwa, umeona vile walikuwa naruka pale nje. Tunasikia uchungu sana. Nimejaribu kuongea na madada zangu, wako na uchungu zaidi kuniliko. Wameanza kutupa maneno, lakini kila kitu naambia tu tuachie wao wakina LSK mkubwa wa wakili aone kile kitu watatusaidia.